Demetrious Johnson believes Henry Cejudo should consider retirement following his technical decision loss to Song Yadong over the weekend. The fight was stopped in the third round due to an accidental eye poke, after Cejudo informed officials that he was unable to see. He later revealed the injury resulted in diplopia, double vision, soft tissue damage, and a corneal abrasion. DJ expressed concern for Cejudo's health, emphasizing that he has too much to lose by continuing to compete, especially given the severity of his injury and the risk of permanent vision damage. Mighty Mouse said, "I would like to see him retire. He's got a great podcast with him and Kamaru Usman. He's got 2 beautiful children. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got businesses. There's no reason for him to fight and keep risking his health. I mean, he's beaten me, was the flyweight champion, defended the flyweight belt, bantamweight champion, defended the bantamweight belt. That's more than half the motherfuckers on the roster are ever going to do. Yeah, I know it's such good money. It's easy to train 8 weeks and have a fight, but the man almost went blind." For those of you who don't know, Henry Cejudo originally retired in 2020 as the reigning flyweight and bantamweight champion after securing a second-round TKO victory over Dominic Cruz. Many speculated that his retirement was a strategic move to gain leverage in contract negotiations, but the UFC did not bite. Since his return, Cejudo has suffered 3 consecutive losses against Aljamain Sterling, Merab Dvalishvili, and most recently Song Yadong. What do you guys think? Do you think Henry should hang up the gloves for good? Post your opinions in the comments. Fight announcements. Following a layoff of nearly 15 months, Josh Emmett is set to return against Lerone Murphy at UFC Vegas 105 on April 5th. Emmett last fought in December of 2023, where he secured a brutal knockout victory over Bryce Mitchell. Murphy, boasting an undefeated 15-0 record, most recently earned a unanimous decision win over Dan Ige in October. Juliana Pena is rumored to be defending her bantamweight title against Kayla Harrison at UFC 316 on June 7th. Pena claimed the belt in October, earning a split decision victory over Raquel Pennington. Harrison, meanwhile, is coming off a unanimous decision win over Ketlin Vieira. Flyweight champion Alessandre Pantoja was initially slated to defend his title against Kai Kara France in the co-main event of UFC 314 in April. However, reports now suggest that the fight is being moved to UFC 316 instead. The fight is not confirmed just yet. Dana White addressed rumors that Ilia Topuria was forced to vacate his featherweight title ahead of his move to the lightweight division. Dana dismissed the notion, clarifying that the decision was entirely Topuria's. According to Dana, Ilia chose to relinquish the belt to avoid holding up the division.
With Ilia moving up to lightweight, vacating the title, you weren't able to announce it then, but is it safe to say that Ilia Islam is the fight that we're sort of working towards, or could he be fighting?
There's still other possibilities, so there's a lot of shit going on right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have said.
Did he vacate the belt, or did you guys say, if you're moving to lightweight, then we don't want to hold up the featherweight division?
No, he did that. He said, I've done everything I can do here. I'm ready to move up. And he vacated it. He said, I shouldn't be holding up anybody's opportunities. And, you know, it's always, I respect when guys do that.
Diego Lopes said in an interview that the UFC are going to try and sort of stop double champs from happening in the future. Like, so if this case happened, you would have asked Ilia to give up the belt. I don't know if that's a rule, but is that something you'd rather see guys actually vacate rather than try and do both at the same time?
Unless you think you can, defend your title. Listen, if there's a guy that thinks he can do it and wants to defend both belts and has accomplished all these great things, I would have no problem with it. But you're going to be busy.
Did you think he had more work to do at featherweight? Were you okay with his move, or did you think,
I think that he felt he had done everything with the guys that he beat. If you look at who he beat and how he beat them, right? And I don't think he loved making that weight anymore.
The super fights and the champ stuff, I feel like in the past there had maybe been more eagerness or enthusiasm about booking these super fights, whereas now, like when we even talk about Alex Pereira moving up or Dricus, you seem to want these guys to focus on their divisions. Has there been any sort of philosophical change in the matchmaking process about keeping guys in their divisions?
I mean, yeah, unless you've really wiped out a division and like John Jones, who was in lightweight forever and then moved up to heavyweight. Ilia, I get it. It makes sense, when I, like I said, who he's beat and how he beat him, and now he's tired of making weight and wants to move up to 50, totally makes sense. But no, I'm definitely, Weili Zhang that just asked me, she's accomplished just about everything you can accomplish in her weight division, and I don't have a problem with it, you know. But I haven't. The philosophy hasn't changed. It's just on a case-by-case basis.
Aljamain Sterling does not believe Diego Lopes is deserving of a featherweight title shot. Last week, news broke that Ilia Topuria is vacating the belt and moving up to the lightweight division, paving the way for Lopes to face Alexander Volkanovski for the vacant championship. However, Sterling argues that Movsar Evloev was the more deserving contender, citing Evloev's undefeated record and victories over both Lopes and Sterling himself as key reasons he should have been given the opportunity. On X, Aljo wrote, "Definitely should have been Movsar, but of course, no fighter in their rightful mind will ever turn down a title shot because they think it's the right thing to do, so that someone more deserving gets it." Diego Lopes replied with laughing crying emojis. Aljo fired back saying, "What's the joke? You got the title shot. Why would you turn it down? Help me understand what's so funny here. I'm confused, Diego. Help a brother out, amigo." Diego replied, "The joke is that I'm going to fight for the title because I'm the most active fighter in the division, because I accept fights and don't deny them like you and your friend Movsar did and do." Less than 2 weeks out before defending his light heavyweight title against Magomed Ankalaev, Alex Pereira shared footage of himself grappling with Glover Teixeira in the snow. Magomed Ankalaev responded to this footage. He wrote, "I hope you're ready to do this for 25 minutes. Iwan Cutelaba is open to giving Khalil Rountree a chance at redemption. The two previously fought in 2019, where Cutelaba delivered a dominant first-round knockout victory over Rountree, following his upset win at UFC Seattle, where he submitted Ibo Aslan in the first round. Cutelaba expressed his willingness to run it back with Rountree. Rountree last competed against the reigning light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira, suffering a fourth-round TKO loss. Determined to climb back into title contention, he has been vocal about his goal of earning another shot at the belt. Rountree is currently ranked 7th in the light heavyweight division, while Cutelaba is unranked. Cutelaba said, "I don't f***ing care who is next. I need to fight everyone, but I give chance for revenge on me with Khalil Rountree." Cutelaba also posted this to his Instagram today. He wrote, "At Khalil Rountree, I'm giving you a chance for a rematch. Last time, I beat you like a child. At UFC at Dana White, the fans are waiting for this fight, and I want to give them another unforgettable show." Bryce Mitchell recently shared a detailed explanation of why he believes the earth is flat. According to Bryce, he reached this conclusion through what he describes as quote-unquote basic geometry and insists that he is far more intelligent than people think. Sean Strickland commented on the video. He wrote, "I see it now. Earth is flat. Space is a lie."
There's a clip of me on PBD's podcast going around. It literally has millions of views, and everybody is just totally talking shit about me because of how stupid I am. Let me explain myself a little bit better, because this is what I meant by what I said. And I think nobody's going to disagree once I explain it. I stated that you can prove the earth don't rotate because you can take a helicopter, hover it at 20,000 feet for 24 hours and come back down in the same spot. And everybody said, "Oh, a helicopter has inertia." I know what inertia is, dude. I'm not stupid. Let me tell you what I mean. Here is a picture of the circle of the earth, supposedly, if you believe in a globe. And the red circle is the helicopter. When the helicopter ascends above the earth's surface, it now has a larger flight path around the earth, as in when the earth, the inside circle, the black circle, does one full rotation, the red circle, or the flight of the helicopter, actually has to cover more distance to get back to the same spot. That's what I meant, okay? If you don't understand geometry of spheres and circles, that's gonna go right over your head. But what I said makes perfect sense, and I'm actually a lot smarter than a lot of y'all think. Some of y'all can't even keep up with me. That's the sad part. This is basic geometry. Some of y'all might not be able to understand what I'm saying. But God bless you, and keep doing your own research, because there is no proof that the earth rotates. That's a lie from the devil. And keep thinking what you want, calling me stupid, but I know geometry, I know inertia. An object in motion stays in motion. If I put my foot up your ass, it's gonna keep going up your ass till I stop it. How about that, buddy?
Bryce Mitchell has also announced that he is withdrawing from his scheduled grappling match against Ilia Topuria. Bryce says the reason is because he has a big fight coming up in the UFC.
I want to let y'all know I'm pulling out of my grappling match on Friday. This is my first time announcing it. Karate Combat don't even know yet. So I'm literally announcing it myself before I tell anybody. I don't want my words to get twisted, and I don't quite trust them with my words. So yeah, I'm pulling out of the match. And reason being is the great news is I've got a big matchup coming up, big fight coming up. I don't know the exact details on the fight, but I'm just telling y'all something's coming up, and please be patient with me, okay? I'm being patient too. I want to fight too, and I can't wait for this next fight, and I'm prioritizing the fight over a grappling match. It's not worth it for me knowing I got a fight coming up now to do a grappling match on Friday.
After the UFC Seattle main event between Henry Cejudo and Song Yadong was halted due to an eye poke, Michael Bisping emphasized the need for harsher penalties for eye pokes. Bisping argued that if point deductions were implemented, fighters would be less likely to extend their fingers during exchanges, ultimately reducing the frequency of eye pokes in the sport. On his YouTube channel, Bisping said, "Number one, I think we should have had a point deducted. And I don't say that because I want to see Song Yadong's career jeopardized or anything like that. No, I like Song Yadong. I'm very good friends with Uriah Faber, and I have a lot of respect for the whole team. But the eye pokes, people need to know that there's goddamn consequences. Eye pokes are terrible. You know all about my history with the eyes. Eye pokes are bad. If you start taking points, people will stop stretching their fingers out." Then when the third round started, and there was only a minute left, Song Yadong had his fingers out, and so did Henry Cejudo. And I'm like, why isn't the ref saying anything? Something needs to be done. Stricter penalties need to be in place. There needs to be immediate consequences for people poking fighters in the eye. It's as simple as that. Israel Adesanya got roasted at a bar recently. He posted footage to social media of an individual jokingly calling him a washed loser that should retire after his recent TKO loss to Nasruddin Imavov. Izzy took the joke well and laughed it off.
Wait, okay. Describe my last fight in 3 words. Wash, retire, loser.
Ilia Topuria has allegedly refused to fight with Arman Tsarukyan. Ilia recently expressed interest in fighting either Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira upon his debut in the lightweight division, if the UFC doesn't grant him an immediate title shot against Islam Makhachev. However, a source close to him says otherwise, and that he wants to fight for the title right away. A Russian news agency reported that a source close to Ilia stated Ilia wants a championship fight. He will not fight for the status of a contender with Tsarukyan or anyone else. Dana White recently addressed Ilia in his move to lightweight. Dana stated that Islam is not guaranteed to be Ilia's first fight.
Is it safe to say that Ilia Islam is the fight that we're sort of working towards, or could he be fighting?
There's still other possibilities, so there's a lot of going on right now. Otherwise, I would have said.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.
Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Chuck. It says, "Nobody wants to end their career with Yadong in their eye." That honestly might be frontrunner for top comment of the year. The second one's from Diego. It says, "Dana saying everyone wants to see Merab versus O'Malley 2 is hilarious." And the final one's from Boa Yang. It says, "Kevin Holland really speedrunning to become the most hated MMA fighter."
Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.